Samantha from Joy Bloom and Brilliance, and today I'm going to share my cashew almond butter recipe. It's really, really easy and absolutely delicious. It doesn't need any salt, it doesn't need any sugar, it's delicious just the way it is. So I hope you enjoy it. So let's get started. We're going to add a cup of cashews to our food processor. If you have a Vitamix or a Blendtec, it's going to be much faster than the food processor, but I am using the food processor, so it'll take me about 20 to 30 minutes. The only ingredients I'm using, as you can see here, are the raw cashews and the almonds. I get them in bulk at Costco, and I found that they really have the best prices on nuts in bulk. And with this almond cashew butter, you're going to be going through it very, very quickly. It's that good. I generally don't add any salt or sugar or anything else to it because it's so delicious. So here what I'm doing is I'm going to scrape down the walls of the food processor once there's some accumulation and start over. And that's what we're going to do. Every time it stops, we're going to scrape it down and start blending again. Now, if you wanted to, you could add cinnamon, you could add cocoa, you could add salt or maple syrup or say stevia to sweeten it a little bit. But I found that this is a really, really nice balance between the cashews and the almonds, and it gives it such an amazing flavor. So the almonds make it really nutty, and the cashews give it a sweetness. And I find I'll do about a 50-50 mix, and I find that's the best mix to get a flavor that doesn't require anything else, any other additives. Now some people will start their mix off with, say, coconut oil, and you can do that if you like, but then you're adding another ingredient, and I'm just sticking to these two ingredients, and on top of which the cashews really blend and turn into butter so quickly that I don't find I need any help from the coconut oil. Because what people are doing is they're trying to speed up this process because it takes a little bit longer with the food processor, and what they're trying to do is speed it up. So that's kind of a cheat or a trick. So you add a little bit of coconut oil and it speeds it up. So this is a very, very quick method already, so I don't feel the need to add any oil. Now I'm stopping it again, and I'm just scraping the nuts off the side. And once it stops again, I'm going to do the same thing. So here we're starting to see it's really doing what we want to do. As soon as you start to see a ball of nut butter kind of circulating through the food processor, that's when you know that you're almost there. So it's just a few minutes now, and this is a good sign that you've almost come to the end of the process. So now this is even further along, and the next step is this step. It's a nice almond butter. It's a bit of a harder almond butter. The texture is harder, but if I kept it longer, then I'm gonna have a smoother consistency. So now this is a little bit of a hard almond butter. So if that's a consistency you want, you can stop here and add some almonds. But I like to make sure it's nice and warm, nice and smooth. So I'm gonna add a few more cashews and blend it for a little bit more. And then as soon as I have that right smoothness that I like, then I'm going to add the almonds. So this is looking perfect. This is exactly the time that I want to add my almonds. And I'm going to add about half a cup of almonds. I'm gonna start with that. And as they get blended in and incorporated into the smooth mix, then I'm going to add another half cup of almonds. This is my favorite nut butter blend, and if you wanted to spruce it up, as I mentioned before, you could add some cocoa or cinnamon or even sweetener or salt, but I like it just the way it is. I like it in the morning on my sourdough bread, and I'm gonna leave a link at the end of this video to the sourdough bread so you can try it too. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like this recipe and want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. You can also check out our other channel, which is Doria and Mena. It's a travel channel. And if you have questions, please share them in the comments below.